The Local Show, featuring conversations with business owners, employees, and local business leaders about their successes, challenges, and reasons for doing business. Right here in Central New York. The Local Show is locally produced by Zoe Advertising. Now your hosts, Tom and Steve.
We're back into it and back at it. Yay! It's the Steve Show. You want to talk about your ingratiation line here?
So if you want to text us, you got a question, you're like, who was that? Text us. We'll get you the information, or maybe you just want to tell Tommy he has a great voice. 315, that's the big area code.
Yeah.
Text us anytime, 216-0273. Write it with a Sharpie on the fridge, 315-216-0273. The Tom has a great voice, and Steve likes to talk to people line.
Sure. You can also talk about Safe Harbor Wills and Trust if you want.
Hey, Safe Harbor Wills and Trust. If you haven't updated your stuff, you really should. You're not getting any younger. I know I'm not. Talk to them. That's all they do every day. People reach out to them. 370-9977. Send them a message, or you can go to the website, safeharborwillsandtrust.com, Tom.
All right. Dr. Marc Pietropaoli is here with us. He's the owner of Victory in Motion. Is that correct?
That is correct.
All right.
Repair, not knee replacement.
You're right.
And you have a great voice, Tom.
Oh, gee, thank you, buddy. And you do too.
So does Steve, for that matter.
Thanks. You don't mean it.
And when you're, not seeing patients, you might want to host this show with Steve. He'll give you a whole nickel. Yes, the home of knee repair, not knee replacement. Tell us a little bit about that. Is it a foregone conclusion that when you're my age, 60 years old, that sooner or later I won't have function in my knee?
All right, he has a great voice, and he doesn't look 60. So he's got that going for him. That's good. Just because you're 60 doesn't mean you have to have a knee replacement. Okay. No, as we get older, our joints tend to degenerate, our body tends to degenerate, but it's not a foregone conclusion that you're going to need a knee replacement. And unfortunately, with kind of the traditional medical system, after you've had your cortisone injections, or maybe your traditional physical therapy, or maybe some anti-inflammatories that can rip your stomach apart, that's a whole different thing, or narcotics that are addicting, then it's like, yep, you need a knee replacement. But we're here to say that, not everybody needs a knee replacement. I mean, studies have shown 25 to 30% of people don't need a knee replacement. I mean, we know that from experience, but there's been actual studies that show that.
Yeah. Well, because, now that I am this age, right. When you talk about the different health issues that creep up on you as you get older, knee replacement or, knee problems are one of the big ones, hips and knees, of course. And I don't know whether that's just because people get obese or they do something
it seems
traumatic.
Like people that were like runners always have knee problems. It seems that way anyway.
Well, there's two things there that I'll hit on really quickly. The runners, there's no evidence that running in and of itself causes arthritis. Now, arthritis is where the cartilage on the end of the bone looks kind of like the white on the end of a chicken bone, kind of like the tread on a tire, starts to wear down.
Okay.
Now, once you have arthritis, there may be some increased risk if you keep running and don't do things the right way, where your arthritis, your wear and tear is going to get worse. Mm-hmm. Now, the weight, though, that is a big thing. So 80% of people who get a knee replacement are overweight or obese.
Gotcha.
60% of people who have arthritis just in general are overweight or obese. And I think it's like 66 to 72% of people who have knee arthritis are overweight or obese. So absolutely, obesity and being overweight is a risk factor for arthritis and for knee replacement. And frankly, our goal is to end the need for knee replacement by 2043, knee replacement free by 43. And that is a big thing. Weight loss, strengthening muscles, because your muscles are your main shock absorber. So total body fitness, that's going to help you burn calories, but it's also going to strengthen the muscles and absorb the force as you walk, because you land with about 3 to 6 times body weight. And even if you're 10 or 20 pounds overweight, that's like 30 to 60 pounds, maybe even up to 120 pounds of extra force going across that knee. And that's going to either cause it to degenerate faster, or if you already had degeneration, it's going to give you pain and cause more problems.
But surgery has side effects. I mean, I have a family member had knee surgery, and holy smokes, they found a blood clot. And it was just routine. This is what they do. And it was very dangerous, and he could have died. with that. Do all the processes have that risk, or is there less risk in not actually in doing whatever you do? Can you explain what it is you do? So you're not like rubbing a rock on it. What are you doing?
Well, first of all, you mentioned surgery. I am still a surgeon. I'm fellowship trained in sports medicine, orthopedic surgery. Frankly, Dr. Murray just passed away. He was our residency director at SUNY Upstate. God rest his soul.
Yeah.
One of the greatest guys ever. And he taught me so much.
Oh, wow.
He also was one of the innovators for knee replacement, but that was a long, long time ago. So there's a lot of things we can do to avoid that. And you're right. There are potential complications with knee replacement or any surgery we do.
Sure.
And so blood clots are a huge risk after a knee replacement. If you don't do some type of preventive thing like aspirin or some type of blood thinner, at least 80% of people are going to get a blood clot.
Yikes.
Now, if you get a blood clot in your leg, that's painful, it's swollen, it hurts. But if it breaks off and goes to your lungs, that's called a pulmonary embolism, a PE, and that can kill you. It hurts, it can kill you. So we do put people on blood thinners, but that carries a risk as well. You can have bleeding, you can have, don't bang on the table.
Yeah, no problem. He's passionate.
That's amazing. I always thought that having a knee surgery was such an easy, benign type thing, and these complications are major.
Well, it's a big surgery. 85% of them are successful, but 15% are not. So that means 1 or 2 out of 10 are not successful. And remember, 25 to 30% of those probably didn't need to be done in the first place. So that's a huge amount. I mean, about 1 million of these are being done a year in the United States.
Wow.
So
what do you do? How do you do it?
Yeah, what do you do different? And on the heels of that, is knee replacement the only thing, or knee surgeries, or do you do other stuff like shoulders and other joints?
Well, we specialize in knee repair, not knee replacement, but yeah, we have dealt with plenty of shoulders and hips and things like that. But regarding what do we do, there's cartilage in your joint. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, can we grow it back and get it to look like it was when you were 18? No, probably not. But there are things called stem cells that we can get from your bone marrow. You can get them from fat. You can also go overseas and get true stem cell injections, because we're not allowed to take your bone marrow, send it to a lab, culture it, grow it, and inject it back into you in the U.S. right now. Okay. But we can take your bone marrow, which is a very simple procedure. I've had it done on myself. My PA, Jordan, did that. I trained him how to do it. And we can do it in the office. It's just a local anesthetic. We take the bone marrow. It has cells in it, special cells. We inject that into the knee. We can take your blood, which has a lot of growth factors in it. And there's a thing called your platelets in there. When you cut yourself, you form a scab, they stop the bleeding, they have growth factors, they release those, and that helps you heal. So we inject those in, and those also are kind of more like fertilizer. So
you're never cutting and replacing bone or taking out stuff, or are you?
That's correct. It's injections. Yeah, it's all injections. Needles. So there are some needles, but
yeah, but I was going to have if I have my knee cut out, that's a needle's nothing next to that.
And you're not just masking the problem.
Right. You're getting to the core, and that's huge. That's where cortisone, you're just masking it. It's a Band-Aid. And actually there's studies that show that people who get cortisone shots, their arthritis progresses faster than people who don't.
Okay, so somebody's got achy knees that are like surgeries on the horizon. They should at least have a conversation with you.
Absolutely. Come in and let's check you out. And
maybe they fit, maybe they don't. You're going to tell them either way and how it works. So it's victoryinmotion.com. Is that correct?
That is correct.
Is the website. Is the correct phone number if they want to chat 685-7544?
Yep, 315-685-7544.
All right, so if you got an achy knee, or maybe you've been putting it off and they say, yeah, we're going to do surgery at some point. Earlier is better, I would imagine.
Yeah, and also some people don't like to call. info@victoryinmotion.com. info@victoryinmotion.com.
Okay.
Email us.
All right, Victory in Motion. I appreciate you being here.
Thank you for having me. Appreciate it.
Dr. Marc Pietropaoli right there. Victory in Motion, home of knee repair, not knee replacement. Have a great rest of the day.